Excuse me. Hello, YouTube. Today, I kind of wanted to talk about maybe some historical stuff, and I came across this book by Bill O'Reilly, and it has factual statements of mobs and stuff. So I was gonna just read a little bit of it every day, and then do some of my yarn project while I'm at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that now. All right. All right. Okay, I'm not sure what that notification was, but I'm gonna get this going. I just want to do little excerpts of it because it seems like a really good book, honestly. So I figured, why not? I mean, it's not a stream, but it has a lot of factual things in it. So, because it has pictures right here of mob people, and it's about the fight against organized crime in America. So, and America does have issues like this, so I guess every country has their thing. But I'm not going to read the whole thing. That's just not happening. But this is the prologue. This is March 3rd, 1934. Lake County Jail, Crown Point, Indiana, 9:15 a.m. A man with 4 months to live is about to bust out of jail. This is a cold and rainy Saturday morning. 30-year-old John Dillinger, America's most famous bank robber, has finished his meager prison breakfast and now mills around with 14 and other inmates in a jail corridor. I need to get some light here. There we go. He enjoys his only exercise of the day, but has much more on his mind. Dillinger is a charming celebrity inmate, standing 5 feet 7 inches, with a crooked smile, trim athletic build, and thinning brown hair. He is well known as the ladies' man, a career criminal from Indianapolis whose only legitimate job was a short stint in the I don't know what stint means, in the U.S. Navy. Dillinger has spent his adult life in and out of prisons. Nonetheless, he had has become famous, such as Dillinger's notary that the prosecuting attorney and sheriff in his current court case both determined to have a picture taken with their arms around his shoulders. It has been 5 weeks since authorities in Tucson, Arizona, arrested Dillinger and his gang. The four gangsters had committed 8 bank robberies throughout the Midwest. Oh, okay. I think it's my hair making me itch. But anyways, robberies throughout the Midwest in previous year and had gone farther west to escape the law. Additionally, state police arsenals were brazenly raided to steal machine guns, pistols, and ammunition. This is a very. And here he is. That's the picture they have there. And that is John Dillinger in 1903 to 1934, a prominent bank robber in Midwestern United States during the 1930s. The Dillinger Gang, as they were known, plans heists with great sophistication, utilizing detailed getaway maps and high horsepower vehicles to outrun law enforcement. They also brandish Thompson submachine guns. They also brandish Thompson submachine guns. Each man plays a specific role in the robberies, whether as a driver, lookout, or vault man. But it is the self-assured Dillinger who strides into the bank, opens a leather case containing his Thompson, and yells, "This is a stick-up," to the tellers and bank customers. Dillinger makes no attempt to hide his handsome face as the numbers of robberies mount between June 21st, 1933 and January 15th, 1934. His legend grows. It is bad luck that gets Dillinger and his band captured in Tucson. Two of the men are staying in a hotel at the Hotel Congress when a broken furnace leads to a fire, forcing evacuation of rooms. Rather than let their belongings burn, the gang members, Russell Clark and Charles Mackley, bribe firefighters to climb back up the ladders and retrieve their luggage. Tucson is a small town with a population of just over 30,000. The suspicious behavior of these strangers catches the attention of the firefighter, William Benedict, who identifies Mackley and Clark from a photo he remembered in True Detective magazine. Benedict then notifies the Tucson police, and over the course of the next 4 days, the gang is carefully tracked and eventually captured. John Dillinger is the last man arrested. He is carrying $7,000 in cash, some of which can be traced to a recent robbery in East Chicago, Indiana. Their three police officers, William Patrick O'Malley, was killed in cold blood, shot dead with 8 bullets to the chest by Dillinger himself. So when it comes to the time for the Tucson prosecutors to eradicate the gang to the scenes of their many crimes, Mackley, Clark, and Pierpoint are the first flown in handcuffs to Ohio, there to stand trial for a deputy murdered while the three were breaking John Dillinger out of a small town in October 1933. But Dillinger does not go to Ohio. He is eradicated here to Crown Point, located 15 miles from Lake Michigan, where he will be tried for the killing of Officer O'Malley. The electronic chair looms if he is convicted. But John Dillinger has no intention of standing trial. The second floor of the Lake County Jail is considered escape proof. Since his arrival in early February, Dillinger spends most days alone in his barred cell with its simple bed, small bucket for a toilet. On those occasions when Dillinger jailers allow him to step outside, it is either to eat, exercise, or empty slop jars of human waste from his cell. And those of other prisoners. The wardens and deputies take great pride in making the legendary John Dillinger perform their grim duty, a way of reminding the famous captive that he is now powerless. So, it says here all three men were convicted. Russell Clark receives a life sentence. Charles Mackley and Pete Pierpoint will be sentenced to death. However, September 22nd, 1934, all there would attempt to escape from the Ohio State Penitentiary in Columbus. Clark has a change of heart and returns to his cell. Mackley is shot dead. Pierpoint is captured alive, still wounded from his failed prison break. The 32-year-old Pierpoint must be carried to the electric chair where he is executed on October 1934. They're not having a good day, these guys. All right. And there's more. The story gets exciting. It's history. This is all history. Different kinds of history. But I do like history. Dillinger plays along, pretending to be unbothered. I played the good fellow with all the guards at the jail. Dillinger will later recall. I patted him on the back and told him what fine fellows they were. I volunteered for all the distasteful jobs that had to be done. In this way, Dillinger convinces the guards that he is no longer a threat. His daily habit of whittling a piece of wood has not drawn suspicion. Instead, the guards have made this another point of mockery, calling him John the Whittler. I guess because he whittles wood. But on this Saturday morning, as 74-year-old jailhouse trustee Sam Cahoon slips out to the exercise areas carrying soap for the showers, the end result of Dillinger's wittingly becomes quite obvious. The block of wood has been carved into the shape of a small pistol. Now, before Cahoon can choose the prison door behind him, Dillinger presses the fake weapon hard into the trustee's torso. I'll blow you apart, the bank robber snarls. Any vestige of sweet disposition now vanished. Oh. All right, Chong. Using Cahoon as a shield, Dillinger works his way through the jail, not only convincing guards that he possesses a gun, but ordering them to lock themselves inside the cells. Finally, Dillinger arrives at the warden's office, where one of the guards sleeps soundly in a dark chair. Gliding quietly across the room, Dillinger removes an automatic weapon from a gun rack, presses the barrel in back of the guard's head. "This is Dillinger," says the bank robber. "If you move a muscle, I'll blow your head off your shoulders." Dillinger then leaves the jailhouse a free man, stealing the sheriff's personal vehicle to make his getaway. The jail is affixed to the sheriff's house, so the theft is an easy one. There is no two-way radio in the car and or in any other law enforcement vehicle, so the Crown Point Sheriff has no way of altering police officers on the interstate that are wanted criminals heading their way. Thus, John Dillinger drives at a ferocious pace towards Chicago. Roughly 10 miles after fleeing Red Brick Building House, the Lake County Jail, Dillinger drives a stolen vehicle across the Indianapolis state line. In so doing, he violates National Motor Vehicle Theft Act. To this point in his bank robbing career, Dillinger had only broken state and local laws. But by committing an offense against what is known as the Dyer Act, John Dillinger has violated a federal law for the first time. Unbeknownst to him, a special unit from the Department of Justice will now take control of the hunt for John Dillinger. It was first known as the Bureau of Investigation, BOI for short, then Division of Investigation, or DOI. Its leader is 39-year-old lawyer named J. Edgar Hoover. And Hoover will stop nothing to catch his man, so no matter how long it takes. And here is J. Edgar Hoover. I got a picture of him too. It's J. Edgar Hoover. This is a good little factual book. There. But yeah, this is kind of exciting. That was the prologue. And I'm going to do like some short chapters. I'm am going to read it in little small ones. I did the prologue. And chapter 1, this is May 26, 1934, Aspen Hill Memorial Park, Silver Spring, Maryland. Morning. It's morning time. I guess they don't know the exact moment, the exact time, but that's okay. That was a long time ago. At least they know it's morning time. Violence is plaguing America. Throughout 1933 and the first half of 1934, dozens of vicious and heavily armed gangsters are creating carnage in rural parts of the United States. It is the middle of the Great Depression. The average national income has been cut in half. A nationwide unemployment rate is 21.7%. The homicide tally in the highest of the century due to rampant poverty and clash of immigrant and traditional cultures to America becomes increasingly urban. In addition, half of all home mortgages are delinquent, and more than 1,000 home loans are foreclosed every day. As more and more American families are evicted, the banks are viewed as predatory villains, more intent on making a dollar than helping poor people survive. So it is no surprise that some criminals in the United States are actually becoming popular public figures, especially the handful of men and women who rob banks for a living. The Division of Investigation calls these people public enemies. But to many, they are Robin Hoods of exacting revenge on bankers and fat cats from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon. It's getting very interesting, this book. All right. All right. On this warm Saturday morning, the men who had just been handed the enormous responsibility of stopping Robin Hood is monumentarily unconcerned about fighting crime. J. Edgar Hoover is in a state of deep mourning as he watches his beloved dog lowered into a grave. This Washington suburb. Hoover had lived in the District of Columbia his whole life. He began his career of public service at 18, a high school class valedictorian who landed work as a clerk at the Library of Congress while attending college. And then law school. Hoover's employment ended when he passed the bar in 1917. He took a job with the Justice Department the very next morning. Within 2 years, the young lawyer's work ethic saw him promoted rapidly by 1924 at the behest of President Calvin Coolidge. 29-year-old J. Edgar Hoover was placed in charge of a corrupt federal agency known as Bureau of Investigation. The promotion appears to be a career dead end for the hard-charging young lawyer with the receding hairline, prominent scowl, and the habit of talking too fast in order to hide a stutter. Founded in 1908, Bureau of Investigation is America's first national law enforcement agency. However, there is a widespread fear in Congress that the BOI might become a secret police, spying upon the people, as such has prevailed in Russia. So Congress has internationally limited BOI's power. The original 34 agencies are forbidden to carry weapons and even prevented from making arrests. When it comes to take a suspect into custody, the agents have a choice, either call the U.S. Marshals or the local police. However, devotes Hoover devotes himself to his new job, eschewing any semblance of a personal life in favor of complete commitment to law enforcement. Immediately, the new director cleans house, firing the agent who accused. And then here they have a little transcript down here. Hoover was actually appointed by Coolidge's Attorney General Harlan Fiske Stone. Hoover was assistant director of the Bureau at the time. Director William Burns was accused of involvement in the Teapot Dome scandal, leading to his resignation and Hoover's appointment as director. Burns' leadership was symptomatic of the Bureau's pre Hoover corruption, a period that would be included collision with bootleggers selling protection, selling sensitive bureau files, and swapping employment in the agency for political favors. There's a lot going on in that bureau. Of taking bribes, he sets up a righteous training program to ensure that his agents are mentally and physically fit. Also, his investigators are expected to be of high moral character with training and according or law. There is no such thing as paid overtime. However, Hoover raises the BOI's profile by establishing the first nationwide database for fingerprints. And yet, the BOI is powerless to precede the bank robberies and the random murders plaguing America during the Great Depression. State and local police have complete authority in such cases, despite the frustrating reality that these agencies do not communicate with one another, nor can they chase criminals across state. John Dillinger was made, was made, has made an art of escaping this way. There is no question that J. Edgar Hoover was a strange man. He has a few friends and lives at home with his 75-year-old mother, Anna Marie. The director's most trusted confidant is his Airedale is Airedale Terrier, and it's Spee de Bozo. It is Spee who fetches the paper each morning and eats the soft boiled egg that Hoover gives him for his breakfast. J. Edgar loves Spee so much that he not only hopes the animals frame photo he keeps the animal's frame photo on his office desk, but also hangs a painting of Airedale on the wall at home. However, be a tough boss with his agents, but he never disciplines his dog. Speedy Bozo passes away on March 24th at the age of 11, and now his shroud covered body is being lowered to the grave at, at this pet cemetery. This is one of the saddest days of my life, the grief stricken Hoover explains to the groundskeeper. His display of emotion is unnerving to the three DOI agents who have been aided to accompany him to the burial, for Hoover is normally a closed vault of privacy. At the same time, the director actually becoming one of the most powerful men in the country on May 18th Congress recognizes that state and local law enforcement agencies are powerless to stop the bank robbing epidemic. This is a reaction to the 1933 Kansas City massacre, where criminals led by a robber known as Pretty Boy Floyd shot and killed four federal agents in cold blood. Thus, the Crime Control Acts of 1934 were passed. Now, if a person kills or assaults a federal officer, and says transports kidnapped persons or robs a bank, they are subject to federal law. They will be charged with federal crimes. State troopers and local sheriffs will no longer have jurisdiction in these matters. That power now goes to the newly renamed Division of Investigation. Just as important, Congress is about to pass another important piece of legislation allowing DOI agents to bear arms and make arrests. As Speedy Bozo's burial comes to an end, J. Edgar Hoover promises himself that he will soon buy another dog. The time for the mounting quickly passes. The time for catching a violent bank robbers is about to begin. And there will be blood. And there's a little proverb here. J. Edgar Hoover would have 8 more dogs after Spree de Bozo, many of which were interred by the same plot. Tombstone and gravesite can be found in Aspen. Yeah, Aspen Hill Memorial Park. And here's a picture here. It says from the left is Charles Author Pretty Boy. So I guess this is Charles Pretty Boy right here. Here's the picture. And that's that Pretty Boy one. That guy that shot them. And in his son Charles Dempsey Floyd and his wife Ruby Floyd. And I think he has fake legs or boots on. I hope it's boots. I mean, I hate the little boy that problems with his leg, but yeah, that's him. But yeah, history is very interesting. Very, very interesting. And that was chapter 1. And then tomorrow I'm going to do chapter 2, but I have to try to get this done with a little bit with my yarn stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for a minute. All right. Get this moving. But I figure I'll do excerpts from like different stuff just to give it a little bit of spice, the whole entire stream. Because why not? Gotta have a little spice in life. That's what they say. Alright. Now, alright. A little vape over there. Alright, now like yesterday, I'm gonna pull like I'm gonna do 18. So we're gonna do rows of 6. We're gonna do 6 of them. I figure this would be just a whole lot easier in general. 6, 6, and 6. Just gotta remember 6 times 3 is 18 if you want to. And then you could get there, and if you know how to French braid, you can just French braid these, really. Could be very easy for you in your life. Three. 4. I need 2 more for that row. 5. And 6. And there's our 6 there. And we'll measure out another piece of string, get our second row going. I mean, it's just something quick and easy. These little yarn projects you can do in your life to make things a little better. Get yourself some presents. Give yourself something to do. Life is boring sometimes. I measured out that, so I'm going to put that there. I like to do like 6 pieces at a time. So I don't gotta sit there and remember all these high numbers all the time. I just count 6 at a time because that's what you're gonna be braiding with. Because I'm braiding with 18 strings. And try to get this moving, this project. It's very easy to do 2 things at once, though. 3. There's 4. Alright. There's 5. And there's 6. There. I'm going to measure out this one, make sure it's the same length as the rest of them. I'm going to measure out. I got this one here. I'm going to measure out this. So, just gotta kind of make sure it's really easy. Just make sure they're all kind of the same length, really. There's 2. 3. There's 4. There's 5. And then one more makes it 6. There. So you can like kind of do this as you go along. Really, that's the beauty of this kind of project. And then put all your strings together. And here comes Earthquake Chong. I call it Earthquake Chong when he just moves the whole bed. Because he's funny. Alright. Alright. And then I just pull that out and under and like that. That's it. Easy. Easy peasy. Alright, now make this. Show you. Alright. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Cross those over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. I'm going to cross this over like this. Well, this is more towards the middle, so we're going to cross over. See how I start on that end? You're just always crossing over. That's all you're doing. This is like the simplest kind of project you could do known to man. So simple. And it has very good results. And it does. That out. And I'm just literally crossing over and going under. Cross over, pull the other one out. Over and out. You're just always going over and moving it over. Over, move it out. It's crossing over and moving out. It's really the easiest way to think about this. Because really that's all you're doing. You're just crossing over the string and moving it out. And you just keep doing that. And you just bring it all down here. And you've got a lot of yarn. You can add things on to things. No, Chong, leave my stuff alone. There's Earthquake Chong again. Over and out. Over and out. All right, Chong, I kind of need this stuff here. Could you go? All right. Over and out. And just keep moving over and out. And this is all you do. Just constantly doing this all, and then like I said, the more strings you're braiding together, the thicker it gets. You just gotta divide it up equally. And then do 12 strings and not make it so thick. Do 4, 4, and 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I mean, it's so easy. You're just dividing by 3, whatever you want. If I wanted to do 21, I do 7 strings. So 7 times 3 is 21. I mean, it's easy. Right, then over and out. And this is really all you do. It's very easy. You just do it. I mean, I'm trying to kind of get it done, so I'm moving it longer this way. Alright. I'm going to keep doing this towards the end here. Okay. Put that there so I can kind of keep this straight. It's all about your consistency. It really is. I mean, I just literally just kind of thought of this. Because, I mean, like I said, I've been around brilliant people that have done yarn projects. And some of it I can't duplicate it. Some of it I can finagle some of it. Because sometimes it's harder than others. And I'm going to try to get some of this net sew. Just a little like that. I try to make this net so fluffy in the end. Because it just ends up getting messy and then you gotta fix up more. Now, now, take this. I'm gonna put this under. I'm gonna tuck this under. I'm tucking these ends in here because I don't want the frayed ends there. So I'm tucking this under like this. You kind of want to sew. You don't want to sew it too much in. Oh, good. this day is crazy. Alright. Alright, I'm kind of putting these two ends together like this to make this look flush. And then, like I said, you just take these little tiny strings from each row and you're just sewing it together. So really all you're doing. And you're just sewing. And you're just putting it together a little. And fixing it up. And I'm just trying to get this wider to get this as long as I can. It is coming back. I didn't think it was going to look this good, honest. This is something I'm shocked even looks this good. Move this. Right. But this is looking very lovely. I'm actually shocked at myself that I was able to do this and get all this figured out. This is going to be very nice when it's done. Because I really just need to get it wider. I figure it would just be nicer if it was longer. Coming around more in the ends. Especially these thicker ends with these thinner ends there. I just think would look nice if I could do that. There we go. See? I just sewed above the knot on one of these knots. And you could just literally sew out certain things by just simply going above them. That's what the beauty of this is. You can fix things with it. You can just do a lot of stuff with this. I'm gonna try to do 3 rows a day and maybe read from that book, and we can read about all these different gangsters. And maybe I could try to get like some different history books. They have like a lot of facts. So we could all learn something. Well, I do love to learn. Learning is wonderful. It really is. To me, I think knowledge and learning is great. Because I feel if you don't have a lot of good knowledge, people just step all over you. And that's just the way the world is sometimes. It's very cruel, but it's just the way it is. and it is sad. So I try to make myself the most educated as I can. I try to self educate myself on many different kinds of topics. That's why I listen to those college lectures on YouTube. I like them the most, and they're free. You can listen to a Harvard lecture. I think Yale's on there. You got a lot of different lectures you can listen to. You really do. And just about any kind of subject, really. Like, I wanted to learn about volcanoes, so I listened to some about volcanoes. And you could do this all day long on YouTube, and I guess they started this through COVID to give back. And really, it's something to take advantage of. They got, I think Ohio State has one. There's some other college too that has one. And people in the college, I mean, when they go, they'll say, no, if you sit in the front row, you might be on camera. And when you take the class, it'll say that it's being taped. They do warn you. And I do really think it does give back. Well, some of these colleges are expensive. And not everyone can get a scholarship, but maybe they wanted to learn something. Maybe they wanted to know about something. Bam. You can listen to anything you want. You wanted to listen to, let's say you always wanted to take a math class, they have those too. Or you forgot about something. You got a college math class going. You could go to the college math class. You just start your lecture. But to me, in those aspects, I think they're wonderful. Because to me, I think things like that are cool. Some people, maybe not so much. Because the way I look at it, the smarter you are, the less people will take advantage of you. That's known facts here. People will in this world try to take advantage of you, especially if they don't think you're smart. I don't know why they do that, but they really do. And it's really sad that people are like that. Instead of coming together, they just try to take advantage of you. But yeah, see, we're coming along real nice. I'm just trying to add and expand this out. That's really all I'm doing. I'm gonna go make a braid another thing. So I got a set limit that I want to do 3 rows a day. If you set goals every day, smaller goals to achieve a bigger goal, generally you get your goal. When I want to get stuff done in my life, that's what I do. Oh, God. But I'll just set these little goals. Like I set a goal that I want to at least get 3 rows of these done for a live stream. So that's what I do. 3 rows per live stream. And then before I know it, I'm getting to the bottom of it, really. Break inches. Okay. Okay. 2. Alright. And do my 6 because I got my thicker strings there. There's 3. There's one out. Alright. And we got 4. Oh, geez. Alright. Measuring these out like this. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. And measure another one. I go with my next set here. And the second one. I like to work with 3 sets. I think it's just a whole lot easier to work on with 3 sets. So, to me, I like this better. You might find something better that works for you more. Thing with yarning, you just got to find what works, and just go for it. Honestly, it's just it makes your life a whole lot easier. There's 2. And measuring this out. There's 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. That, and then I'm just going to do 1 string to start my 3rd set. Alright. Alright. Put this over here. I like to line them up. You set these little goals and you do something a little at a time, and it doesn't seem to be such a big job. It's yarning, you cannot do it all at once. It's impossible. I guess you could, but you'd be doing nothing for days. Then you'd get burnt out. You'd have to do something else. You really would. You would go bonkers. I have problems like that. I gotta like take a break after 3 rows and braiding it and then sewing it. I am just spent for the day after that. And And then I just work on a little bit more. Because in life, I just realize when you're starting projects, sometimes it's easier to do it this way. And to me, I think it's fun. Whereas most people would find this tedious in this day and age, but I stay old school. Ugh. But I'm probably, since I've been doing this for about an hour, and I had to go down the park and all these different things today, probably going to cut this short because once he gets home, he's gonna get on his. He's gonna be getting on Dead by Daylight, his video game, talking to his friends and everything, and driving me insane. So, since we had about a good hour, I'm just gonna go ahead and close up. And I know I had my goal, but some goals are since we did all this other stuff going on. So, but I'm gonna let you guys go, and maybe tomorrow I could do a longer stream. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see how long I'm in the park and different things. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope everybody has a great day. All right.